All right. Welcome to part two of our weekly test show here as we get ready for the second part here. I have to get everything put back the way it was. All right. So, that was quite a first part we had and quite a class I had tonight. All right. So now I'm going to go take care of the perfect line. And that's the only show I'm taking care of tonight. I'm going to save flip side and flip side for tomorrow. And I will take care of scrambled up probably after Jeopardy tomorrow. That's what I'm thinking of doing, considering how where we were a little late. All right, now back to what we were doing at the end of part one. All right. Okay. That is enough of that running. Because yeah, we've got a lot of stuff to get to here tonight. So let's see. Dolores, that's a new Dolores, Colorado. That's a new iPod test. Oh hey, there we go. Now it took the settings that I had set previously. Or I think it was just that streamer mode was not enabled in order for the setting to take effect. Okay, I see. So if we go now, what's this? Now what's this Dolores, Colorado? That's a new one. I want to take a look and see what it is. Oh, it just says test only. February test only. No actions needed for this test. That's all it says. Yep, and here's the Louisiana test message. Oh, you're not seeing it. That's right. But the Louisiana test message is going to remain inconsistent and incomplete like this for the foreseeable future. It just says stations and cable systems of your area. Yeah, that is not accurate. There's a lot of grammatical inconsistencies. I call it the Department of Repetitive Redundancy Department. Yeah. So many grammatical errors in that, and they didn't even bother fixing it. But whatever. All right. We have about 15 minutes here before we start Deal or No Deal. So I know the eBay scavenger hunt is going to be a little short, but that's because the lecture took a long time. All right. So from part 1, here are the letters again. For those who might have forgotten, I'm not going to repeat those letters again because, well, verbally, but you're seeing them on the screen. So I want to see what kind of crazy words we can make. Tereb, that's one idea I have. Breath, of course, that's one of them. No. OHRHT. And I'm not going to bother putting them through Google Translate either because of how much time I lost. Oh, we did read already. Beat. ORTRH. No, that's all I can think of. How about EPARTHORTH? Yeah. Yeah, we're kind of short on time, so that's all I can think of here for the word game. All right, well, now that that's over with, I'm going to keep this on standby here because from what the status looks like at the moment, I think Brandon is going to be up for Deal or No Deal tonight. So I'll just enqueue the virtual machine, and then we'll pull up the eBay site so we can start our scavenger hunt. Better put the microphone in the right spot. All right, I was looking at Dell Optiplex PCs. So, well, actually, before we get into any of this, so pretty much I found out the one thing I was doing wrong when I was trying the domain creation experiment. It was because I did not set the virtual machines up to the same network. I didn't put them on the same network. Hence why the domain name never came up. So now I see what I did wrong, and maybe I can try and see what other kind of stuff I can do, with it. Use it to deploy apps and shortcuts and everything like that. Maybe try to see if I can recreate a domain, an actual domain. That's probably something I might want to try out. But I also came up with another idea for the WeatherScan upgrade. Have WeatherStar 4000 run alongside everything else. But of course, I will do some more testing with it in the coming days. Anyway, I got one quick thing to take care of here, and then we will get to the scavenger hunt. All right. So, let's see what's on here. 8:42 p.m. Let's see here. So this is just the individual. What do we have here? Join the voice channel. So there is no. So I was going to test out Stoat even further. So I was going to say there was no like text message or anything like that. You know, there's no like reminder saying like, "Hey, this is it. There's an incoming call. Do you want to answer?" That's the only other difference. I'll test it with an alternate account and see what. Well, I have yet to deploy it across all my other PCs. Well, I could, but currently we're about to start the eBay scavenger hunt. All right. So first things first. What do we have? No, I don't want that. All right. So what do we have here? This Optiplex can go up to, and yep, of course, it has an HDMI and display port. And I already have the installer on this micro PC, so I can just deploy it straight over. However, for some reason it doesn't want to appear. I can go into here and make sure nearby sharing is on. Otherwise, I can just carry it over via USB, and then it would work. So then I'll just copy it onto the flash drive, and then I can just plug it in and run it on my host. But of course, the thing is, before I go rolling any of these changes out to any of my PCs, in any case, under any circumstances, of course, the very first thing I do is I just make sure that this works. Just make sure that that whatever I'm doing is effective. Just to make sure anything and everything, like every element of the program is as effective. All right, now I think we lost it. There we go. Okay. All right, back over here. Let's see. What do we have here next? This is a 7060 micro PC with an 8th gen i7. And it looks like it has a different antenna set. So I see the difference here in terms of antennas between the two micro PCs. If there's only one antenna, then it's a Qualcomm card. However, if there's two, then it's an Intel card. So I can see the differences between the two of them. Now there was another Optiplex I was looking at. Here's a newer small form factor PC. This one is a 12th generation i5 processor. Oh, did it even run? All right, there we go. But again, oh, it's already done. All right, then I can just unplug the USB because I don't need that anymore. And I can just get this set up and we'll be good to go. So all right, let's see. So let's see what happens here. It says disconnected. Let's see if this resyncs with the other PC. But of course I'll do some more testing with this later. Okay, it looks like it says there's nothing there. Well, this is out of sync, but of course sometimes it just takes a moment to restart the app and then it would work. Yeah, for some reason it doesn't work properly. I'm not sure why. It's either because the microphone is already in use or something else. Let's see what happens if I try to join it on here. It just says disconnected. So, yeah, I think this is already a fault with this, but as I have said, I will do some more testing with this later. Maybe later tonight. I did say I would do some more testing with it, so let me make sure that everything is... Oh, so this is a more up-to-date version. This is 1.1.12. But this is still reporting version 0.1.0, so I guess this is the latest release of the desktop app. However, yeah, this is the latest release of the desktop app, but it's rather the GitHub revisions. So, yeah, it seems like the app doesn't work properly yet. Or is it because there's a conflict with the microphone, or maybe I just haven't given it permissions? Yeah, it's not letting me use the microphone because it's already in use. Because it's in use by another program, that's probably why. Yeah, this is already pretty buggy. But in this case, on my micro PC, it's not letting me because there is no microphone attached to the system. But that is why I'm going to do some more testing with this little piece of software, just to make sure everything is properly working. It could probably be just that there's like there's probably a whole ton of bugs because this is a fan-driven project. This is not like some big corporation. All right, so while we wait for Brandon, let's continue with the micros here. So up next we have this Optiplex 7060 micro PC with a 9th generation i5 processor. And I saw there was like a 7000 I saw at one point. Oh, here's a newer one. This is a 3080 micro PC. Now, where's the Wi-Fi card on the system? This is where the SSD would go. This is where the LAN card would go, so this one does not have Wi-Fi built in. And of course, it would include that adapter. So it's nice that they included an adapter free of charge with the listing. And look at that. That is all the time we get for the eBay scavenger hunt. Because I'm sure you all know what it's time for now, isn't it? Once I can make sure we get sound going. I don't know where Brandon is, because I'm not hearing anything on his end. Or he's probably just waiting. Alright, but regardless of that, let me go ahead and switch out the disc here. Alright, I'll go ahead and start the game. Let's see. He is up all the way. Let's see here. Trying to see if we can get any output.
Oh boy.
There we go. I didn't hear anything from him for like did not hear anything for like 2 seconds, and I thought, okay, is there something wrong with my... Yeah, I was thinking, was there something wrong with my speakers or something? Yeah, that's what I was thinking, but... Alright, well, now that we know that that was not the fault, or the problem, in that matter, it sounds like Brandon's ready for another edition of Deal or No Deal.
Yeah, let's do it.
Yeah, of course. But then I also gotta get the Ticket to Ride directory up, because that's where the recording is going to. As of course I'm still in the middle of recording the Ticket to Ride episodes, as I did say I'd be recording more tomorrow, and of course for the next 2 days this week. All right, so let's get the thing up here. All right. We got Banker Uno ready in the banker's box. And now that we have everybody here, let's play Deal or No Deal.
Hello and welcome to Deal or No Deal. I'm Howie Mandel. This evening you could walk away with a huge cash prize. In order to do that, you're going to have to be lucky, gutsy, and have a great sense of timing. Now I think it's time I introduce you to my better half. Actually, 26 of my better halves.
All right, I don't know where Brandon ran off to. Or let me stop the game.
I'm right here.
Oh, there we go. All right, let's start this thing.
Hello and welcome to Deal or No Deal. I'm Howie Mandel. This evening you could walk away with a huge cash prize. In order to do that, you're going to have to be lucky, gutsy, and have a great sense of timing. Now I think it's time I introduce you to my better half. Actually, 26 of my better halves.
Ladies, please.
Now let's bring them out. Let's do it.
We don't know what is in each of these 26 cases.
Yes, but we do know that the biggest cash prize in one of these cases is $1 million. Not 50 million, not 30 million, not 20 million, $1 million. And yes, we know we're getting close to the beginning of NASCAR season. It begins this weekend, actually. So, very, very soon, he'll be back to picking winning drivers for his cases. So, this will be the last week he'll pick cases at random.
Yep, and for this last week of that, we're just going to go with number 8.
Going with number 8 as his case. All right. So let's see if case number 8 will bring him good luck. Now, of course, we want to find out what's in there, but of course, we're going to open all the other ones. And of course, we start as always with 6 cases in round 1.
Let's get into it. Let's start with 12.
Starting with number 12. Oh, I didn't click on it. There we go. All right, what's in 12? 5,000.
Okay. Let's do 20.
All right, number 20. 200 grand.
You fool!
4 more cases to go.
I just realized I forgot to unmute the desktop audio, but... Good
All
thing I
right.
caught it
Well,
now.
let's do 4.
Number 4.
All right, what's in 4? $10.
Very nice. $10.
Ooh.
Nice low number off the board. Not in your case.
All right, then we'll do 16.
Pick 3 more
All right,
cases.
16.
Number 16. That's
Let's
Tori.
see. What do we
Let
have?
it be a small amount.
Yes, let this be a small amount. It's the $1 million.
Worst possible choice.
Loser!
$1 million.
Going after 4
$1
picks.
million. I'm sorry to
All right,
say,
well, you know what's
is not
next
in
because
your
we know it
case.
doesn't have the million in it.
Yep. Yep,
All
it's
right,
going to be
2 more
number
to- number
6.
6. That's
the
Bridget.
infamous
Yep.
number. It's $100,000.
$100,000 off the board. You don't
Nope,
have
none of
$100,000
those.
in
Next
your case.
player.
You have 1 more case to open.
Wow, we need a
Pick
rebound
case.
here. 22.
22.
Number 22. That's
All right,
Alexis.
what do we got?
No huge amounts, please.
Yeah, we don't want to see another one of those huge amounts. Oh,
3 large amounts in a row.
Oh, God.
That is not good.
Yeah. that's
No,
not good.
no.
Okay, the first round
That's
is
a
over. Pick 6
painful,
cases, and now it's
painful
time for the banker to
bankrupt.
make you an offer.
Yeah,
He's
I'd
not
say
your friend.
that's a
He doesn't want you to win.
painful
He is
first
reading
round.
your every move, and he
Yeah,
wants
I
you
would
out of here
agree.
as soon as possible.
It's time to talk
With as
to
little money as
Banker
possible.
Una, who, in other news,
And there
is
he is on the
excited
phone.
for this interesting
Banker.
heat wave coming.
Okay.
60
I'll
degrees,
tell
we're talking.
That wasn't so good,
Yes, it was
but it's
not
still
so
very
good.
early in the game.
Well, let's see what
The
the
offer
first
is
offer is.
$8,000.
$8,000.
Your case could still have $500,000 in it. If you take the deal, then the money's yours. If you choose no deal, you have to open up 5 more cases before the next offer.
Yeah, we know that, Howie.
Yep,
No
so
deal.
no deal.
No deal. And we're going to start with your favorite driver.
Yep, start. Well, not
Yeah.
my favorite
Yeah,
driver.
not your
but
favorite
my
driver,
lucky
but your
number.
favorite case number.
Yeah, my lucky number. Oh, good thing, credit there.
That's good.
$75.
$75.
All right.
Out of the way.
All right, so let's keep that momentum
You
going
have
and get
4
us
more
back on
cases
track.
to open. Pick a case.
15.
All right, let's see.
Number
15.
15. That's Caitlin.
$1,000.
$1,000 gone.
Ah, there we
Low
go.
amount. You have
And
3
we'll
more
do
cases to open. Pick a case.
10.
Number 10.
Number 10. That's
All right,
Joy.
let's see.
No huge amounts, please.
Yes, no huge amounts. We don't want to see any. $25.
$25 is off the
There we
board.
go.
Not in your case. Pick 2 more cases before the next offer.
25.
Number 25.
Number 25,
What do
that's
we have?
Madison.
25
That's
grand.
all right. You're still okay.
Okay. I don't believe it. You
All
know
right.
how many there are?
1 more to
3.
open. Number 3. That's Shannon.
They have $100.
That's good. $100 off the board. $100 not in your case. Excellent. Excellent.
All
That was
right,
an
let's,
incredible round, and there's
That
a
was
lot of money
much
up
be-
there.
That was a much
See
better
what he's
round.
got to say.
That was a much better round.
Yep, let's see.
Absolutely was.
Hello, banker.
Let's see what the banker has to say.
Okay, I'll tell him. The offer's gone up. This is a good amount of
Good
money.
amount, but is it
But
good
is it
enough?
good enough?
I don't know
The
about
offer
that.
is $38,000. But here's the question. Your case could still have $500,000. If you take the deal, then the money is guaranteed. No. I'm now
Oh
going to
my
have.
gosh, my father's nuts. Anyway, 4 cases in this next round.
Hey, there's
Yeah,
3
stop
huge
it.
amounts.
You don't forget to decline the offer because that's what I'm doing
It
already.
does. I did that while my father was going crazy with me, which is why I was muted. Anyway, 4 cases now in this next round. It seems like he's having connection connection issues tonight.
Yeah,
Okay.
I think it's on.
Did I hear a number or?
Yeah, we're gonna do my least favorite driver.
All right, number 5.
Number
All right.
5.
Number
Let's
5.
see a penny.
Yeah,
Let's do
see
it.
a penny. And we see $400.
$400 off the board. $400.
Okay.
in your case. 3 more cases to go.
Let's do 13.
All right.
Number 13. That's Ashley.
Unlucky for some.
$75,000. Whoa.
Oh
Off the
boy.
board. Hopefully that won't hurt you too much.
All right,
still got
maybe-
300
2 more cases to go.
All right. Well, then maybe if we went with 7, that would get us back on track.
Well,
Number
let's
7.
see. Let's see if it does.
Yeah, let's do it.
No, it
Whoa,
did not.
okay. $300,000 out of
gone.
play.
And
You need
off
to
the board.
avoid those huge amounts. You have 1
Hey,
more
somebody's
case to
getting
open.
skipped. You want to know who it is?
Okay.
It's you.
All right. Last case of the
2
round
huge
before we
amounts
talk
are
to
on the
Banker
board.
Una again.
It is the last of the deck as well.
26.
Number 26.
Yeah.
So 10,000.
$10,000. Not bad. Not bad.
Yep, not too bad.
So you know that that's the banker, and it's his job to buy back your
No,
case.
that
So
wasn't bad.
He's about to make you an offer. Hello?
It wasn't the best round. Considering we lost another
That's fair.
huge amount on the board.
Yeah, exactly.
This, I think, is a decent amount of money.
All right, let's see.
The
The
banker
offer
wants to know
is
if you will leave now for $48,000.
Oh, no way.
No deal.
I'm not taking that. Let's do my favorite
This time
driver.
you must
All right,
up number 9.
Who we got? $50.
That's good. $50 off the board, left side of the board.
All right.
All right, 2 more to
And then
open.
we'll do 19.
19.
Number 19.
All right, what do we got? The pesky
All right,
penny.
the penny is off.
Hey, I won't be showing the entire world.
You still have 1 more case to open before the next offer.
That's how you do it. And last case for the
2
round.
huge amounts are on the board.
Is he thinking about it, or did we lose him again?
Did you get it? 18.
18. Yeah, I didn't,
Number
I didn't hear
18,
it the
that's
first.
Cassidy.
I didn't hear it the first
Let it be
time.
low.
Oh, gosh.
Right,
Yeah,
okay.
I think something's going on your end.
That's all right. We're going to try to work with it.
3
$500.
small amounts in a row. That's
Hey, there we go.
excellent, excellent. That was an incredible round, and there's a lot of money up there. Let's see what he's got to say.
Yeah, let's see what the banker has to say.
Hello? Okay. Okay. I'll tell him that. The offer went up, and this is a very nice amount of money. The offer
Let's
is
see what it is.
$75,000.
No deal.
Absolutely.
Wow, you have no deal.
All right, let's do
You
23.
need to pick
23.
number 23. That's
All right.
Stephanie.
What do we have?
$500,000 off the board,
Gone.
not in your case. Just 1 more case to go.
All right, I need everybody to stay with me. Haha, don't believe it. You know how many there are?
1.
1.
And that has $300.
$300 off the board.
All right.
$300 not in your case. Well, that round was not in your favor. Let's see how much it hurt you.
Well, let's see.
Hello? Okay.
So we only have 1
All right.
huge amount.
The
left,
offer went down.
And that's
Think carefully
400,000.
about your next move. And he's
Yep.
offering you
Let's see the offer.
$50,000.
Nope.
Nope, he does not
No
want
deal.
50 grand. We're down to 2, 14, 17, 21, and 24
With this-
as we enter the stage where we open one case at a time the rest of the way.
400,000.
Let's do 21.
21.
Number 21, that's Blair. Show us something good.
Let's see $1.
$50,000.
Oh, God.
I think the banker's getting a little woozy. This board is your board.
Well,
Not really.
yeah, not really. Let's see what the offer
Hello?
is now.
Okay, that's fair. The offer went up, and this is a very nice
course
amount
the
of money.
offer went up.
The
How
offer
far
is
Did it go up?
$60,000. So
$60,000.
let me.
Nope. No.
Wow, you have
60,000.
no deal.
I caught no deal before
Only
the
5?
connection dropped out.
It's time for you to do a little bit of math.
Take that amount and then
400
times
Take
it
that
by
amount and then
2,
times it by 2.
and you get $1 in
$1
there.
off the board.
Hey,
$1
there we
not
go.
in your case. Good round. Good round.
That was a
Let's
good
see how
round.
much it helped.
We'll see if that helps the offer. But I don't think it's going to help it that much.
Hello.
As long as 400 grand remains on
Okay.
the board, it is
Okay.
very likely we could end
I'll
up
tell him
with
that.
this offer in.
This is a
well, not this
very
offer, but
nice offer.
maybe the last
The
few
banker
offers
wants to
in the
know
game
if
at
you will
6
leave
figures.
now for
$85,000. We're
$85,000.
getting close.
Think of-
No deal.
No
Right.
deal.
Just gotta find anything other than 400,000, and then this next offer is gonna be in 6 figures for sure.
You chose.
All right. Let's do 14.
400,000. Number 14. That's
All
Tina.
right. What is in there? $200.
Great. $200 off the board. A good low number. Excellent. Excellent. That was an incredible round, and there's a lot of money up there. Let's see what he's got to say.
I'm pretty sure that we're gonna end up
Hello,
in
banker.
6 figures after that pick.
Okay.
But
I'll tell him.
let's find out what the banker has to say.
Okay.
Yep, we're
into the
6
six figures now. You need to think this through.
Let's see.
And the
What
offer is
the offer?
$120,000. So,
No deal.
no deal, banker. This is it.
Yep. this
All
is
right,
it.
24.
The last
Four.
round.
Number
All right,
24. That's Janine.
Open for the best here. And there goes
There goes
$400,000.
$400,000. All right, that was not
Oh,
very good.
no.
We know the offer's going to go down. Let's see how far down.
Oh, it's gonna be really far down now.
Oh, God, yes.
Mm-hmm.
Hello, Mr. Banker.
Ronnie, what do you think this last
Right.
offer is gonna be? 300
Okay.
bucks? 400 bucks?
I'll let them know.
Well, let's see.
Not a very good offer.
Either way,
Yeah,
it's,
hey,
a
those
good
picks
offer.
really
it's a
hurt.
bad
It's a
offer.
bad offer.
Fair
He's
low.
offering
See what
you
the bad offer is.
$300. The moment.
No.
No
Yeah,
deal.
$300.
Well, let's just keep point.
The final 2 cases. Before we open your case,
Did I hear keep or did I just hear switch?
Yep. We're just gonna keep the case.
All right, keeping it. Let's
open
see
your
what it's
case,
got.
and let's see how you did. Well,
$5.
it looks like you didn't make the best
Wow.
deal. There's always next time.
That's what
What a
I call
pathetic
$5
round.
footlong from Subway.
Yeah, and a very pathetic game as well.
All right. Well, despite some hiccups on both of our ends, we were able to get through this game in one piece. All right. So, with Deal or No Deal now done, we are pretty much at this point we are totally in the home stretch of this show because in just a matter of moments, we are going to get into our last game of the night, and then that will be where we conclude our show as I'll be testing out some more software tonight off air. And also, before I forget, I might want to go ahead and put in the the automated test for tonight. Oh yeah, and I also can't forget, I gotta put together the Deal or No Deal episode that we just did. So I'm gonna add in the automated test for tonight, and then add in the monthlies for tomorrow, for tonight. All right, those are ready to go. I'll go ahead and exit that. So, yeah, no change there. It's probably that it's not working right. I don't know what's up with it, but I am gonna, as I've said, I'm gonna do some more software testing. You know, just to make sure that everything works properly. All right, let me go take care of something else really quickly, if I still can, and then we will get to our final game of the night here. Yep, just something I couldn't forget. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and jump into Yahtzee here. Of course, it's very different because this is the second week in a row where we're doing Yahtzee without even taping any episodes. In fact, this will be the last week where I'll be doing that, because beginning next week, that is when I am going to begin. That is when our taping schedule will go back to normal. But I'll talk about this as the game progresses. Well, actually, I want to do a few things first before we jump into that. First, I'm going to swap out the disc with Sorry when we play this again on Friday, and then we can jump into Yahtzee, and we can get started with that game. And during the first part of the show, I did talk about the upcoming plans with the spring taping cycle, what is to come later, well, going into the new week, and everything else. All right, so here we go. We're going to go ahead and start our first game here. Yeah, the volume on it is kind of quiet for some reason, but okay. Alright, so just to save on time here as we're playing, I'm gonna reiterate what we were talking about at the start of the show. Yeah, we were talking about at the start of the show here. So I talked about the future plans with the spring taping cycle, well, preferably what is to come in the new week. Yeah, what is to come in the new week. So yeah, what is to come in the new week. So as I've said, first let's start with tomorrow, where of course I will be recording. Or I plan on recording more episodes of Ticket to Ride. So, this has been quite a week so far. I've been able to get 20 episodes made on Monday. I was not able to shoot the remaining of those episodes that I had planned on doing that day because of the hardware upgrade involving the Wi-Fi card for my small form factor PC to give it Wi-Fi connectivity. So that brought the total episode count on that day up to 80. And then I was able to shoot 35 more yesterday. So that brought the grand total then in terms of episode numbers. So that brought the grand total now up to 115. So, with the calculations that I have, I am planning on shooting 35 episodes of Ticket to Ride just in this cycle alone. So, yeah, just 35 episodes of Ticket to Ride each day. Well, each average day, really. Well, except for Friday, because Fridays, of course, when I usually shoot more episodes. So, and looking at the schedule for the TV schedule for tomorrow, that is when that's going to be when Scrambled Up is going to be all new. So, I ended up devising a plan. That will allow me to not only shoot more episodes of Ticket to Ride throughout the rest of this week, but also but in addition to that, get caught up with everything, related to my TV shows. So there wasn't Hollywood Squares and there wasn't Price is Right in primetime tonight. So of course there wasn't anything like that to take care of. So the plan then for tomorrow is I'm left now with this Flip Side and the Perfect Line. No, this Flip Side from tonight, and then tomorrow's edition of Scrambled Up. So here's what I was thinking. Same thing as before, as I have been doing all this week. I'll wake up first thing in the morning at, let's see, I think I've been doing it starting at 8 a.m. or so. Yeah, so 8 a.m. And then, of course, after I get a little something to time me over until lunch, that would be when we start recording episodes of Ticket to Ride. So my goal has been to shoot 20 episodes within the first few hours. So yeah, within the first few hours. So let's see, starting at 8:30. So pretty much that would give me, let's see, 3.5 hours to shoot as many episodes as I can. I've been able to shoot 20 of them. And then I've only been able to make 15 of them in between my lunch break. In Jeopardy. Which would then be the transition into the evening stuff. So pretty much my game plan then for tomorrow is I'd like to get up early, start recording episodes of Ticket to Ride, get those episodes made, well, 20 of them first, then take my lunch break and come back here and then record 15 more episodes, and then that would bring it up to a good point. That would bring it up to a good stopping point for the day. So I'm hoping that by the end of this day, at the end of tomorrow, I will be at 150 episodes. And then Friday is really where I'm going to get the chance to sort of strike it rich, where I'll be able to shoot even more episodes of the show. So, well, actually the thing is, 20 Ticket to Ride episodes, then I'll take care of Flip Side, then I'll shoot 15 more episodes of Ticket to Ride, and then go watch Jeopardy, and then after that, I'll take care of Scrambled Up. And then of course I'll come back up here, edit as many episodes as I can before tomorrow's backyard baseball game, which of course will be at 5 p.m. Alright, let's go to game number 2, and then we'll probably just do a little more of the scavenger hunt since I still have the tab open. Yeah, I still have the tab open, so we'll do a little more of the scavenger hunt here after we're done. So then, Let's see. So yeah, hopefully the 8 a.m. start time will give me enough time to, get these episodes made. So then, of course, I'll edit the Ticket to Ride episodes, do the backyard baseball game, and then of course, I'll wait till after the primetime stuff, which will be Scrabble and Trivial Pursuit tomorrow night over on the CW. So after both of those are done, then I will, then of course I will then go ahead and run the software updates on all of my PCs. But then of course after the backyard baseball game, I'll edit the rest of Ticket to Ride, and of course I'll do that during each commercial break. Then install the February security update, and hopefully it's a better update. I've heard some say that it's already a better update than January, because it was a disaster. January was just an absolute disaster. So hopefully I'll be able to connect all those network shares, because that was another issue I was having after the January update was installed. So hopefully that problem is resolved. So then, that's for Thursday. That's tomorrow. And of course, I'll watch the Showcase Beatdown live stream, do some more testing on the weather scan upgrade, the Stoat, and maybe also try to see if I can try and maybe experiment with Windows Server, Active Directory, domains, group policies, and everything. So I'll kind of play around with group policy. I'll kind of play around with group policy a little bit, just to see what it's about, just to see what it's all about. And I could probably do that tomorrow night after all those shows are done. And then, of course, Friday, I plan on doing the same thing. Get up early again and go straight to recording episodes. Because that night, Thursday night, I also almost forgot, I want to get the perfect line taken care of, too. So I'll take care of that following all those shows. Which would then leave me Flipside for my lunch break. So, of course, Friday will be a similar story. Record 20 episodes of the Ticket to Ride. Then do Flipside, then go watch Flipside during my lunch break. And then I'll just record as many more Ticket to Ride episodes as I can afterwards. And then, after Jeopardy finishes, then it can just come right back up here and continue taping episodes. And then continue recording episodes of the show. And I would continue that process until about 6. So, where would that bring the show? Possibly 50 episodes. So, my goal is that on Friday, I'd like to bring the show to 200 episodes. Have 200 episodes of the show recorded. Well, not totally ready to be, edited. Well, at the same time, totally ready to be edited too. So, but that's why I set up all those separate network shares, so then I can move all the Ticket to Ride footage, store them over there, and then store them over there until it is time. Until it is time to get everything together. Until it's time to put the sequences together and everything like that. So that would then conclude the week. Saturday, I've been told about something else that could hinder our show, but I haven't asked for the complete details. But once I am aware of the complete details, I will announce that at the beginning of our Friday Fun Night show that night. And then, when we have all of that, once we have all those plans set and done, then of course, Saturday show, and then after that, everything will be sort of normal next week, except it's going to be President's Day. So I earlier stated that I had two possibilities when it came to that. The first was to do a whole complete 12-hour edition of Minecraft, from 11 a.m. to 11 p.m. Sort of like that. Or I could just record Sorry episodes and then we'll just start as normal at 4 p.m. Then, of course, I'll continue with 30 more episodes of Ticket to Ride the very next day. Then Thursday of next week is when I'll get back to Yahtzee, continue getting that show further along in its run. And then Friday is when I'll get back to taping even more episodes of Ticket to Ride. So I'm thinking it is probably going to be that day where I will be able to continue further along with the show. All right, now I'm going to go ahead, take this moment, and let me open up Clipchamp. Or I think it shows disconnected because the details are not correct. So. But I can just keep hitting. Well, this is the only disadvantage. I have to keep restarting the app in order to refresh the details. So, but I can try and join, but it doesn't do anything. So I want to see. So I just want to see. All right, let me see if I have a Deal or No Deal episode file. Okay, yeah, here we go. Yeah, this was the last time we did one, so I'm going to clear the failed file, and then I'll throw this one in. And then, as I said, I'll do some more testing with this, and, just to make sure that this is all properly working, because I want to see why it's saying disconnected. So I'm just going to try some stuff out, just to make sure that this all works. All right, so we're going to go ahead and put this episode together. Oh, and I got to trim down the footage as well. I almost forgot. All right. I want to make sure that none of these other UI elements are present. These are not present in the final product. Close to the beginning of... All right. How did I edit this? How did I edit this the last time? Oh, that's a fit. I can do picture. Yeah, I can't really... Oh, that's right. I remember how I did it the last time. Oh, that's right. I remember how I did this the last time. I remember how I did this last time. I added some shape into the timeline, stretched it out, and then colored it in black to plaster over the Lembind logo. First, we start as always with 6 cases in round 1. And I'm going to cut out the parts where his connection was weak. This weekend
Such a painful pain.
I'm just gonna cut out the part.
Know that, Howie. Yeah, we know that, Howie.
And yeah, I'll just trim it down as much as I can here.
No deal. And we're going to start with your favorite driver. 15, 25.
And oh yes, and this part I'll be cutting off. I'll cut this part off from the tape. It's a lot of editing I'm gonna have to do, and I know who's gonna be taking all the blame for this.
I'm now going to have my father's nuts. Anyway,
Yeah.
I'm now going to have
Yeah. And then I think after this, the rest of it went off in one piece. And then I guess after this, the rest of it went off without a hitch.
I'm now going to have my father's nuts. Anyway,
Yeah. Yeah, stop it. You don't forget to decline the offer because that's what I'm doing already.
I did that while my father was going crazy. That's why I was leaving. Anyway. This is now.
We're going to do my.
Alright.
Father's nuts. Oh my gosh.
Alright, and we're just gonna cut that part off completely.
Yeah, we're going to do my least favorite. Who would.
And I think it's after this where everything went off. I guess it was after this where everything went off properly.
18, yeah.
8.
Alright, here's another one.
No, yes. Still have one more case to open before the next stop.
Alright, so now cut that part off.
Okay, you only have one. All right. See.
The number.
Oh, the offer is awful. You didn't
As well.
Alright, and then I get to cut both elements off, and then we'll export it as February 11th. That was the date today. Alright, and off that goes. Okay, so I'll let that run, and then we're good to go. So how about we spend the last few minutes finishing up the eBay scavenger hunt that we were in the middle of doing, because we were limited on time. So let's go ahead and spend the rest of the time doing that. But actually, I want to see... I saw that Texas Gulf Coast got the Fort Worth evening test, however, on only one transmitter. Key West and Miami? Oh no. There's Barney the Cockatoo, WeatherStar 4000, which actually I'm looking to implement into this new upgrade. But I'll see. Okay. So we move on to this Optiplex 3090 Ultra. Windows for education. Does this come with a Windows education license? Manufactured in May of 2021. So that was before. Oh yeah, this is neat. So the PC was actually mounted to a stand, which is a monitor stand, which is interesting. All right, here's an Optiplex 7060 tower PC with Windows 11 Pro, 8 gigs of RAM, and of course 500 gigabyte drive. Although it shows 466 gigabytes. And this is on 25H27840. And it looks like it was just updated, so it looks like that is the latest version. That looks like that is the latest release as of the listing, 7840. But I can find out if that is indeed the latest by going to Microsoft's support page. Let me get rid of that here. Go back to what we were at. Yeah, 7840. That is the latest one. But also, we also have our first update. So, we also have our first update for the first time in Windows 11's history. It actually gets an H1 update. So, the only difference here with H1 with 11 is H1 is going to be for the newer ARM Snapdragon devices, but of course the 25H2 is of course still going to be for everybody else. I mean, the already existing Copilot Plus PCs and of course all other standard PCs like this one. So anyway, now we have a 7060 micro with an 8th Gen i5, and I see there's a 500 gigabyte hard drive in there already, but I do not see a slot for a SSD. Well, there is a slot for an SSD, but I don't think there's an SSD occupying it. And I see somebody put a VGA optional module in there, so that's neat that it comes with it already. Here's a 3050 small form factor with only an i5 7th gen. And then here's a very old 9020 micro PC with only a 4th gen i5, and of course 8 gigs of RAM. It doesn't have an operating system on it. And there's VGA. I mean, that was not an optional component. Power, DisplayPort, VGA, 4 USB, Kensington lock, optional module, Wi-Fi antenna, Ethernet. And then we have a very interesting model. Let's see. 5079, that is obviously incorrect because this is the 5070 9th Gen i5, is on Windows 11 Pro. I mean, that's the OS it came with. And there's 2 drives. There's a 128 gig SSD, and there also is a 1 terabyte drive in there. So I suppose it will come with, yeah, here's the drive that's actually inside. It's a Seagate 3.5 inch 1 terabyte mechanical hard drive. So that's being used as extra storage. Sort of like how my small form factor is. It has a 2 terabyte 2.5 inch drive, and that's how it's using that slot. Here's an Optiplex 5000 micro with a 12th gen Intel processor, 256 gigs of storage, 16 gigs of RAM, and of course it has 11 Pro because it came with it. Here's a 3080 micro. It does not have a hard drive, but it does. But of course it will come with it has a optional module, and they put an optional DisplayPort module in there. So there's DisplayPort, HDMI, and then there's another DisplayPort there. I could switch it out with VGA if I so choose. And then here's another one of those 3060 micro PC. It is on Windows 11. As of course, the specs of my model are completely different from this one. This one has Wi-Fi. I can see an antenna. and it does have a 256 gigabyte SSD installed, just like how mine came initially. Before I swapped it out with a terabyte, and then put a 2 terabyte drive into this caddy here. So hey, they did make use of the caddy when my when the previous owners of it had it. So good thing I took advantage of that caddy and added additional storage to it. I'm personally happy about that. Now here's one that's actually been on my mind for quite some time. It's this 3060 tower. This is of course the largest of all of the Dell Optiplex line, because of course Dell usually releases their Optiplex PCs under 3 different sizes. There's a micro, and then there's small form factor, and then there's this one, Micro Tower. I believe it's called Micro Tower, but I will just simply refer to it as Tower, although it does actually go by that term on Dell's website. It goes under the term Tower. So that's the 3060. This is the largest one, and I believe there was one where it showed the inside of it. Here's another 3060 small form factor. This one's an 8th gen i5, of course. I have the more powerful i5 out of all of them. There's a 3050 with the 7th generation. These don't have pictures for some reason. And here is what looks to be a pretty interesting Optiplex model. This is a 3046. And only 6th gen i7, so yep, don't expect anything with that. 9020, they repurposed it for Linux, so of course they put Linux on there. Good thing that if it doesn't run Windows 11, they can just put Linux on there, and then it'll run reliably with security updates for years to come, which is amazing. Even PCs that are compatible with Windows 11, they too can get Linux, and then of course still they'll run perfectly. They'll still get security updates, and they'll get everything like that. But of course, these tower PCs actually have room for 2 2.5-inch drives. I have 2 of them. But yeah, here's what I was talking about earlier when I talked about how I was able to get the Wi-Fi card to work on PCIe slot 2. So this is one, which it did not work. However, when I put it into PCIe 2, Windows detected the drivers and it worked. And then we have one stick of 8 gigabytes of RAM. And then this is where the CPU is. There's the optional module, which is VGA. I'm glad the small form factor that came from my father's school had a VGA module already on there, or else I would not have been able to do the VGA upgrade. Otherwise, taking that micro PC to the Lawn of Oaks, that process would have been more difficult than previously imagined. But then again, so yeah, here it is. That's where one of the drives would go. That's another drive. And then this is where the LAN card would go. Or is that where that's where the SSD goes. This is where the LAN card goes. So this is SSD. This is wireless card. And then we have a 3080 micro with a 10th gen. Only 8 gigabytes of RAM, but it does not have a hard drive. And then where was that other Optiplex? I think we got time for like one more. Here's a 9020, which has 11 on it, although it goes against the requirements. Yeah, it's only on 23H2, and I'm not surprised that it is on that. Because, I mean, with the 4th generation, I'm not sure if this PC, if the processor inside of that PC had something like SSE 4.2. Yeah, SSE, if it had SSE 4.2 or anything of that kind. All right. Well, I think that's really all the time we have in terms of, the eBay scavenger hunt. So I'm glad we did that. But unfortunately, that is also the end of our show here tonight. So, of course, I want to thank Tom and Ben, of course, as always, for being great members of our show. We always love having them with us, when we do these shows live. Of course, it's always nice we have them. And, of course, we will have them back again. We'll, of course, have them back again next week when we do this again. So, yeah, when we do this again. So, with that being said, I'll go ahead and repeat once again what I said about what is to come here, as we go into, as we continue through the rest of this week and into next week. So, as I said at the beginning, I have only recorded 115 Ticket to Ride episodes so far. And of course, this week, as I've said, I plan to record the rest of them, hoping to hit 200 on the series by Friday, by the end of Friday. That's what I'm hoping for. I'm hoping to get it up to 200 episodes, so then all I can just do after the Friday show is just put the remaining 15 together, and we'll be good to go. So, and then after that, that's it. And that's going to be it in terms of editing for about a month and a half, because really we're just going to be recording episodes and we're not going to need to worry about editing or anything. So it could probably be at that point where then I can finally end up getting to whatever I've been wanting to get to for quite some time now. Because, I mean, editing, all this testing and everything like that, editing, all this hardware testing, all this software testing, everything like that, this has pretty much sort of delayed my ability to, get to what I've been wanting to get to for like a few weeks now. So, but I do know I'm still interested in putting my PCs to the test here. Now that we've done all these hardware upgrades, I'm curious to see how these all handle Yu-Gi-Oh! Zexal. Like 6 episodes of it running at once. And not with OBS running. No. We are not doing that. We're not doing that on air. Because I'm sure we know what's going to happen if we do. And I've learned it the hard way. And I'm glad I did. So, of course, tomorrow I'll be recording more Ticket to Ride episodes. I'm hoping to get 35 more recorded to bring it up to 150. And, of course, I'll attend my other evening class virtually tomorrow night. And then, of course, after that, I'll... then we got to run the backyard baseball game. And then following the CW Prime Time and the Perfect Line that I'll take care of later that night, following Scrabble and Trivial Pursuit, I will take care of the Perfect Line, get that over with, and then that is when I will then run the software updates on all of my PCs. So pretty much then I'll just be spending the rest of the night doing software updates on all my PCs. So the secondary, the Inspiron, the Inspiron's got an insider update. I'm holding off on it until, Thursday, because I want to do it all at once. And of course the micro, so pretty much when the ball game's over, it's just going to go back to the regular programming card, the sequence. And then of course after I run the software update, that's when we'll transition it to the info center. However, the HP laptop may end up getting it first, because I'm going to let the software update download and install while I'm on that virtual meeting. And then after that's over, then of course, I'll make sure to keep that laptop on and pending. And then of course, once we're through with that, then of course I'll probably start to do it. So either I'll do it all at once or just do it one by one. I think one by one is a better idea, but I'll see how we can work things out. But, of course, with that is it for us here tonight. So, again, thank you all for joining us here. We hope you enjoyed it as much as I did. And, of course, we will be back again with you tomorrow evening at 5 p.m. for our backyard baseball. Game. So, yes, of course, 5 p.m. it will be that game's slot for the next several weeks. And I'm pretty sure I know that with that upcoming Thursday class, that's probably going to is probably going to go through Scrabble and Trivial Pursuit. But I'll have to work out a contingency plan so I can take care of those shows that each night afterwards and whatnot. But I mean, we'll be done with editing, major editing of all our shows by that, of everything by that point. So yeah. So with that being said, thank you all again for joining us here today. We hope you enjoyed it. And we will be back tomorrow evening at 5 p.m. for our backyard baseball show, as I have said. And of course, I almost forgot, before we end this here, of course, we have to thank all our special guests who have joined us throughout the day today. Brian Slip was with us. Dimitri was very briefly with us, but we're still giving him credit anyway. Andrew Durok was with us, and yeah, I think that's about it. Not that many people joined us today, but you know what? That's still nice that that we're keeping this show going. And yes, we got Stoat all ready to go. However, I'm going to do some more testing with it, just to make sure that just to see if all of this, just to make sure that all this properly works. And of course, I will do some more testing over the coming days and weeks, just to make sure that, the weather scan upgrades are good to go. Because I would like to put that into effect in March. Put that into effect in March and everything like that. So, again, we will see you all tomorrow evening at 5 p.m. when we bring you our backyard baseball game for this week. Until then, I'm Mr. Blindfold. Thanks for watching, and we wish all of you a very pleasant good night.